You are looking at some of the most accomplished skiers in the world, members of the United States Ski Demonstration Team. Whenever you see these professionals on the ski slopes, you'll see a classic illustration of poetry in motion, the ultimate example of skill development. How does a person reach such a level of proficiency? How does one go about learning to ski so well? The concepts used in the American teaching method are the nucleus of a thoroughly evolved approach to teaching and learning the wonderful sport of skiing. The American teaching method, developed by the professional ski instructors of America, represents a departure from many previously established teaching concepts and offers a fresh, new, personalized approach to skiing, an approach which is providing dynamic results for students. The professional ski instructors of America would like you to know about this instructional breakthrough. So, in conjunction with Descente, the world's leading manufacturer of sportswear, we are pleased to present this film on the American teaching method. As a ski instructor, I always like to have a class loosen up a little before we get into the main part of the lesson. We usually do some light turning and bending. Just relax, nothing strenuous. And I find that it helps if we all do some easy wedge turns just to get the feel of having our skis on again. The people in this particular class had all been on skis a time or two before, so the experience wasn't entirely new to them. But I would still classify them as beginners. Of course, while they were enjoying a short run and getting the feel of the snow, I was observing each one and making a few mental notes about their strong and weak points. Even though they have only a small amount of skiing experience, they quickly begin to sense and feel their skills develop. Here are two members of the U.S. Ski Demonstration Team, illustrating some simple turns. Notice the skier on the left is doing the same little wedge turns we just saw the class performing. There, they've switched. Now the man on the right is doing the wedge turns, while the other man illustrates how the skis will come together naturally. Both skiers are using pressure control, edging, and turning, three skills basic to any skier. Pressure control through weight distribution is a fairly easy concept to grasp. We concentrated on this skill as we did a few easy turns, shifting our weight to the outside ski and then letting the tails of our skis follow around nicely. No one ever seems to have any problem in feeling how their skis will just sort of turn automatically as they step from one ski to the other. One thing for sure, everybody was certainly enjoying themselves. One of the guys suggested that the girls might need a special approach to developing this skill, as they had a charmingly different weight distribution to begin with, but the girls took the kidding good-naturedly. It's just like so many other accomplishments in life. When we first stand up on two legs, when we learn to walk or ride a bicycle, once we get the feel of it, it's easy. The more we do it, the easier it becomes. And we, in turn, become more and more confident of our abilities. Pressure control, edging, and turning are all very definable skills. But like walking or riding a bicycle, once they've become second nature to us, we don't think of them separately, or even think of them at all. So as the students became more comfortable with their weight distribution, and more confident of their ability to handle the action, it seems only natural to start releasing the brakes a little. We always ski well within our ability and confidence level. And as ability and confidence increase, as they do at this stage, a feeling of freedom sets in, which, in skiing anyway, is the kissin' cousin to real exhilarating enjoyment. Exaggerating an exercise can be fun and very useful. This particular exercise emphasized weight transfer to the outside ski, which is an absolute prerequisite to growth at this level of skiing. Using the American teaching method, a ski instructor learns to expect students to acquire a sense of pressure control quite easily. But I think that this class was having a little extra fun at my expense. They had apparently been doing a little practicing between classes. So when we started to bring our skis into a more parallel relationship at the beginning of the second class, they were way ahead of me. A couple of them still wanted to hang on to their wedge just a little, but I could see that they were picking up their skis on each turn and starting to skid around smoothly. For years now, ski champions have been speeding down the slopes in breathtaking jumps and turns for the benefit of television audiences. So many non-skiers thought that skiing was only for daredevil types. The American teaching method has generated a new attitude towards skiing, which proclaims that this wonderful activity can be safely enjoyed by everybody. Just as one doesn't have to be a racing car driver to enjoy a nice ride in the country, it isn't necessary to be a hot dogger to enjoy this sport. By the next session, the class really began to feel their skills expand even more, and one could literally see their growing enjoyment. Improvement in their style and performance was coming rapidly now, as each one attempted and accomplished ever-changing tasks. It sure makes a teacher feel good when he realizes that a lot of people who never pictured themselves on a pair of skis before are suddenly having the time of their lives after just a few lessons under the American teaching method. The old rules of caution are gone, replaced with joyful involvement with the environment and sometimes with each other. I think that the next lesson showed the biggest jump in the progress of the class as a whole. Good pressure control, nice edging. Their all-around form was just super, and each one knew it. They really had the hang of it now. This was that magic moment which almost invariably occurs when everything begins to fall into place. You see it in their form, and it even shows on their faces. I always get a little tingle in my spine when I see this moment arrive for my students. Each one suddenly understands what skill development is all about. He realizes that the pro isn't doing anything different than he is. He's just doing it better. So we were ready to polish our technique a little by introducing ski poles into the act. Now that's skill development. I remember before the class started, we looked at some scenes of the demonstration team in action. The class felt like they were in another world from those guys. Now they feel like relatives. They were ready to put their nicely developed skills to work on some more interesting terrain. Pressure control, edging, turning, the basic skills had become pretty much a part of them now. Adding the use of the poles provides a little convenience when you're taking the moguls. But some of them remembered that they had poles in their mittens, and some of them didn't. See how those bumps are absorbed by that nice, relaxed leg action? The next day, we met the challenge. A little reminder on the use of the poles. A little skepticism on the part of the students. A little encouragement from the teacher. And success. Nice skiing, isn't it? It's really added a new dimension to their lives. They're skiing spontaneously, enjoying the ride and the scenery, safely, in control. Oh, it's just great. After lunch, we put it all together. Nice, tight little turns, a little light pole action. It's getting hard to tell the students from the instructor. This little gal really got her act together. A real fine little skier. Well, they're on their way. They started out a few days ago with simple little wedge turns and progressed to some pretty advanced skiing. They may never make the demonstration team, but as they develop their skills even more, they will be enjoying the greatest recreational activity available. When the class saw this scene, it really blew their minds. They said that they felt they weren't even shirt-tailed cousins to the pros on the demonstration team now. I explained that it was only an exaggerated maneuver to illustrate skill development. They had all the ingredients to ski just like that. The only further investment needed was time and practice. Isn't it marvelous what a little confidence can do for you? 3 days ago, if I had told them that they would be doing step turns on the fall line by today, I probably would have lost the whole class right then and there. This is another plus of the American teaching method. Confidence born out of knowledge and successful accomplishment. They know their skills now and have successfully implemented them. The result? Confidence. Another really big benefit is that at this stage, no one thinks of their practice or lessons as work. They're really having a ball. They're skiing. As skills develop, the skier becomes smoother and smoother and more versatile. The actions on skis flow into graceful motion. Self-consciousness fades into joy and exhilaration as the full pleasure of the activity unfolds. For those few who want to go from the pleasures of recreational skiing into the exciting world of competition, the skills are the same. Pressure control, edging, turning, there they are in ultimate execution. The class started out with short skis and progressed in length as their abilities grew. But under the American teaching method, their abilities grew far beyond their original expectations. Helpful, safe, and fun. Their lives have been expanded through their discovery of a new dimension to living. And, as one student put it, why did I wait so long to start?